We just scored this $400 '99 or 2000 Chevy Silverado 1500. Four-wheel drive. Transmission only has first and second gear. How about that deer slaying bumper there? This is a sprint car push truck, decommissioned because the sprint cars couldn't pull away from it after it got started. Truck just had too much going for it. 250,000 easy miles. World of Outlaws, fam. Railroad crossing. Snap on. Kenny Chesney. Straight pipe. Flat tire. Best part is the 5.3 liter V8. Look at all the clay up here from the dirt tracks. This thing's a mess, but it can be power washed off. So the plan with this truck is we're going to take the engine out and show you step by step on how to install that engine into this Gbody, known as Bill Gates, for those of you that aren't following along. We're going to show you the wiring and what it takes to put the LS1 oil pan on, and what it takes to wire up a 4L80E transmission, and just do burnouts, because that's what this is all about, right? We're going back to drag racing this year. Rumor has it this truck was used to push the protesters off the highways to clear the roads. This truck supposedly pushed Big Enos's nephew in the Southern Classic. Ran the radiator, somebody was looking out for us, made it real easy. Pull this little hose down. Of course, you may have to do this from the bottom of the vehicle with all the body work on it. Little drain right here, turn it counterclockwise, and if there's any water in the thing, you should be hearing it drain. Oh, there it goes. And to help it out, take this cap off. Okay, it didn't really help it that much, but it was a good thought. Okay, to actually remove the fender, you've got not very many bolts. One here in the front of the fender. There's two back here. You open the door to get to these two. There's one on the bottom that just sticks straight up. Then there's one that goes right here. And there was a metal bracket here. The air box lid, you just pull it off, unbolt the metal bracket. I think there was 4 or 5 little bolts there. Little bolt that holds the coolant reservoir on. And there was a metal bracket that went from here to here that you had to unbolt. The driver's side was a little different. You had to take the fuse box off of it, but it's that simple. Okay, I've got this cab jacked up a little bit, and you're not supposed to do this, but I'm doing it anyways because I don't care about the cab. I don't have a lift, so I'm being pretty rough with it right now. Anyhow, the transmission shifter, the shift linkage there's a controller behind it that tells the vehicle, tells the computer what gear it's in. And anyways, the connectors from the factory are glued in. I think it's glue. The best way to get that out, and the only way I can figure out to get them out without breaking that thing, is use a heat gun. And I've been impressed with this tool shed deal. It's been pretty cheap, but you just heat it up, set it on kill, and all I'm doing is heating the connector up and heating the glue up on the inside, and then that thing will come right apart. It's hot though. And they're out. Just takes a little heat. There it is. Engine it out of the truck. That's the race engine for Bill Gates. Some key things to point out here when you're taking this apart. The bell housing. 2 bolts on the left, 1 bolt here, 2 bolts on the right, 1 bolt at the very top. This is the only one that changed between the old small block Chevys and these newer engines. This one is too close to a coolant jacket, so they don't use it. Another one, don't forget, 2 in the oil pan that are attached to the 4L60E transmission. A ground strap hooked to the firewall. It's pretty easy up towards the windshield to find. The vacuum line going to the brake booster. Just pull it out of the booster. This wiring, this is not the harness running to the engine itself. This is the harness from the firewall that I have cut off. I will use probably 6 or 8 wires out of that. And I'll strip it down and I'll show you which ones I'll use. Same deal with this connector. I saved the wiring that runs to the back of this fuse block. And I did the same thing to it. I think most of this ran to the ABS, but I saved it because I might use something out of it. There may be, I'm not sure, the fuel pump wire may run into it. Okay, the fuse block, I'm going to try to use it because it'll save me about $200. Usually I buy the current performance fuse block, and it's a nice piece, but it's pricey. So I'll use this one, save me some money. Should look real nice if I can get it in the car the way I want. Well, these plug wires look a little stretched out. These are not the factory plug wires. I'm not sure what these were bought for, maybe for a car, but they are really super stretched out. The motor mounts on both sides are like this. You have 3 bolts, super easy to get to on both sides, so that's easy to remove. Mass airflow sensor, I probably won't be using it. Keep the wiring. This coolant reservoir, I'm going to use it too. I want to use it in this factory heater hoses. AC compressor will come off, fan will come off. All the EGR stuff will come off. Don't throw this manifold away, it's still good. Put a block off plate on it. Get rid of the tube and the EGR valve itself. And there are 100 different types of block off plates on eBay to block off this tube right here going into the intake. I saved the cruise control box because it's nice to have. I may try to wire it up in that old Gbody. Trans wiring, you'll change 2 wires around in this wiring, so don't lose it. They'll hook right up to a 4L80. So anyways, I'm a mess. I'm gonna clean up my mess here on the floor and take a shower and call it a day after I get this truck out too. Dozer blade for sale, by the way. How in the world do transmissions hold more oil than the Exxon Valdez?